Listen to Downtown Hot Radio on the air 24 hours a day and 7 days a week.
I'm tuned into the Real Rap Radio Show. I'm your host, Walil Archer on Downtown Hot Radio. I have a new exciting guest, a new author, Alvis Smith. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Also, I'm super excited for you. Can't wait to hear more about your book.
Oh, I can't wait to tell you about it.
Nice. Let everybody know the title of your book.
The title of my book is A Stroke, A Soldier's Story. Soldier's Journey, I'm sorry.
Okay. And what inspired you to come up with that title?
Well, in 2020, I had a stroke. And so it's about my life, my struggles, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of my life. When I had the stroke, I it was just a real interesting story. They say you're supposed to be in a doctor's office like 3 hours after you start having symptoms of a stroke. I uh, I laid on the floor for 2 days before I got any attention. So it's a really interesting book and talk about the highs and lows of everything I went through during my stroke, during my struggle, during the stroke. And it's a really interesting read.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, it was I think it happened for a reason, man, because I thank God for everything that happened afterwards, so it's good.
Now, talk to me about the stroke. Did you have any signs leading up to having the stroke?
Well, I kind of did because I was on high blood pressure medicine, and I could tell that my pressure was getting higher. So I started taking the medicine then, but I think I probably waited too late. But the thing I think that really got me, that really raised my blood pressure and everything was I was a broker in New York. I was running two offices. I had an office in the Bronx and I had an office in Yonkers. And so I have to go between the two offices, to run the offices. And I had over 90 agents. So that's in
Mm.
itself a nutshell. So that was crazy, man. And so I was going between the office with the agents. I would do sales meetings on one day. I do it on Tuesdays. In the Bronx, I do it on Thursdays in Yonkers. And like I said, I was running back and forth and going down 95, which is the highway that go from Yonkers to to the Bronx. It was crazy because you got all these big trucks, and sometimes it was as a highway, but it turned to a parking lot where you just didn't move. And so that was kind of hectic. And a lot of times, like 7, 8 o'clock at night when I was leaving the Bronx because I stayed down there because I wanted to. Well, I was trying to do a really good job, and just I'm just a workaholic by nature, so I didn't really. I just wanted to stay down there and make sure I had everything straight, everything right. And so when I would leave, it would sometimes be like 7, 8 o'clock at night, just coming down the road at night, man, it was just too much. And so I would come home and I would try to eat something real quick, go to bed. Sometimes I have to do, stuff at night, but I would try to go to bed and just get up and do the same thing the next day, just do it all over again, man. And it just got hectic. And
Okay,
plus
so
it was writing COVID too, so COVID was going on too, so it was crazy.
okay, so you said you had high blood pressure and
Yeah,
your pressure started going up. So at that
yeah.
point is when you started taking the pills. So you wasn't taking the pills prior to that?
Honestly, not really. I take them off and on, but I didn't. So I started taking them there, and then I was trying to go see my doctor, but like I said, it was COVID, so you couldn't go see your doctor because everything was shut down. So it was just a struggle.
Okay. And then you said you was on the floor for 2, 3 days?
Yeah, uh I got up on Sunday morning. I got up on Sunday morning. Turned on TV to see what was going on with the pandemic, because everything was going on in New York. So I was just trying to see what was going on. And I turned on TV and I went back to walk back into my bedroom, and there was this 4-inch box right on the floor. And it's crazy. It's only 4 inches. I tripped over a 4-inch box, man. And I tried to get up and I couldn't get up. And I kept trying to get up. And I tried to, I was closer to the front door, so I tried to use the front door to pull myself up. And I couldn't do it because my left side just wouldn't let me do it. It was just so weak. And so I kept asking myself, man, is this what a stroke feels like? Am I having a stroke? So I didn't really know what was going on. Man, my body it's happened so fast, man. Happened so fast. And I was wondering, I said, man, am I having a stroke? And I found out later I did have a stroke. But anyway, I kept trying to get up. I kept trying to get up. And I just couldn't get up. And so I just started praying. I said, Lord, please please help me, Lord. Send somebody to help to find me or help me, And nobody came. And it was a Sunday, so Sunday evening. Nobody came, and you could see the sun going down and everything.
Mm.
And there was a gas station across the street from my house, and I could see the lights coming on over there. I could see the lights and hear the cars going by, but I couldn't do anything. So I just laid there, and I dozed off to sleep. I fell asleep because when I woke up, it was like early Monday morning, and I hear people like get up early in the morning. I had to go to work. I could hear them walking down the hallway. I could hear the people they come and clean vacuum the hallway and stuff. I heard them early that morning. And I was thinking, I said, man, I know this guy, I could get him to come in, but I couldn't even do that because I could have had a latch on the door, so I couldn't even let him in. Even if I could get up, I couldn't let him in because the latch was on the door. So I said, man, wow. And so I just laid there, man, and kept dozing off and laying there. And I laid there, and then so now it's Monday, and I'm thinking about my salesman. I said, I need to call somebody so I can let them know that I can't do my sales meeting on Tuesday. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I kept trying to get up, so I made my way. I shimmied my way into the kitchen. I said, maybe if I get to the sink, I could pull up on the sink. And I tried to pull up on the sink, and I couldn't do it because, like I say, with one leg and one arm, it's just hard to do it, man. And I laid there, and I tried to get up, and I couldn't even get any water. I couldn't get anything to eat. So for 2 days, I didn't have anything to eat or drink, and so I kind of fell asleep again. And then I guess about 6:30, 6 o'clock that Monday evening, I heard somebody knock on the door, and it was my friend Clayton. And he asked, was I all right? I said, no, I'm not all right. I said, I need some help, man. So he said, I'll go get the paramedic. I'll call the paramedics. But the paramedics couldn't come because they had a latch on the door. So we went to the manager of the complex, and they called maintenance, and maintenance came in and cut the locks. And then the paramedics came in and got me and took me to the hospital.
Wow. That's an amazing testimonial.
Yeah, it is, man. It is.
And
When I was laying there, man, I started thinking about my family. I started thinking about my brother. My brother had a stroke too. My brother had a stroke. He was only 50 years old, man. He had a stroke, and he's in a rehab center right now. And I thought my grandmother. My grandmother had two strokes, man. And the last one kind of did her in, but she was 90. She was 93 when she passed. So I was thinking like, wow. And so I was thinking about all that. And like I said, when I got to the hospital, I was so dehydrated that immediately put IVs in my arm, and I, and they start, taking care of me. And I stayed downstairs because I was in like a gurney. And I wasn't in the room yet, so they just started taking care of me right there, and they put the gown on you and stuff like that. And so they just start, giving me medicine because I hadn't had any medicine and taken any, my high blood pressure. I didn't take it like 2 or 3 days, so I didn't take it. And so they gave me some medicine, and so they took care of me. And then I guess like later on that night, they took me to a room, put me in a room, and that's when I really started, turning around because they gave me some medicine and stuff like that.
okay. So in the book, do you talk about your journey as far as the progress you made and the transition to being
Yeah,
back? Okay.
right. And I talk about the service I got in the hospital, and just keep in mind this was during the COVID, man. So all you could see was the eyes. You couldn't see the mouth and nose. You couldn't see the faces. And But I have to say these nurses were really angels because they really took care of me, man. And it's just amazing when you're down and out like that, man. You just need all the help you can get. You have to really trust people. So, and that was like I say, that was a blessing too, man. It was really good. They took really good care of me, and so I stayed there like 3.5 weeks. And after that, I went to Burke Rehab's rehabilitation center, which is in White Plains, New York, and I stayed there like 4 weeks, and that was a struggle too because I couldn't brush my teeth, I could barely wash my face, and there's just stuff you used to do, you just do automatically, but when you have a stroke, it's just tough. And I I just thank God that I'm doing as well as I am, because it was a struggle.
Yeah, I can imagine being in the hospital over 3 weeks, and then you had to go to the rehab for 4 weeks. And
Yeah.
what were some of the treatments the rehab give you? They would teach you how to walk and
Yeah,
um
well, I had the rehab. Yeah, they would teach me how to walk, and the good thing about that is that I didn't need a walker, I didn't need a cane, I didn't need anything. I just walk. I just had to walk slow, but I walked, and I started getting stronger. I got where I could brush my teeth, I could wash my face, I could do stuff like I could, and even got to the point where I think I probably like the second or third week I was in there, that you could take a shower. So they let me take a shower. I take a shower by myself, man. And it's just amazing. I was like, wow, it felt good to do that, be independent like that.
mhm.
It felt really good, but it was a struggle, man. I was like, wow. And then even after I came out of the rehab center, I still had nurses to come to the house to help me out. I had speech therapists because I couldn't talk loud. Everything be real low, it's real low. I had problems swallowing, so they helped me out. They really, with the therapist, they really helped me out a lot.
Now, how long would you say the nurse came to the house to help you over? How long
Oh,
time?
it was like 2 months, like
Two
like
months?
2 months. Yeah.
Okay, so your
And
total process was anywhere from 8 weeks to 12 weeks? Well, longer than that.
I would say probably like, yep, I'd probably say, well, like those almost a month, 2.5 weeks, almost a month, and then 4 weeks, it's a month. So I'll say probably like 4 months.
About 4 months.
hmm But then, I was doing really good. Man, I was walking around the neighborhood and stuff like that. And but then on Labor Day, man, I had a setback, man. I had a UTI infection. I got to the hospital, and then they said I had sepsis. I needed a blood transfusion.
Hmm.
I was out, man. I was like, wow, what can happen next, man? And at that point, man, your mind start playing tricks on you. Says like, am I gonna get better? Is this what I got to live for? And it was just it was just a lot. And then I had to go into another. We had to go to this Jewish rehab center for another 4 weeks. And the thing there, I kept falling. So they said, if you keep falling, you have to stay here. And I was like, man, I don't want to stay here. So I tried to get better and try to get better, and I just kept, kept trying to get better. And plus, there was therapies there too, but the therapies they weren't as to me they weren't as diligent as the ones at Burke Rehab, but they were decent. They were pretty good. I had one really good nurse there, therapist, and she's pretty good, and she helped me walk. She helped me walk and show me how to stand on one leg and stuff like that. But it was still grueling, man. I mean, I couldn't wish this on anybody, man, because it's really tough, man.
It
But
sounds
I, I,
like it.
fin- I finished Berkeley. I mean, I finished the Jewish Rehab Center, and I came back and I started getting stronger and stronger, and I started working out again. I went to this this lady, she had a studio in her house, but she was certified. She was a certified trainer, and so I started doing stuff like that. I would do lunges. She had the ropes that you could hold on and the TRX ropes straps. You could do she had me doing lunges and stuff like that, and I would lift weights, and that helped me out a lot. So I'm thankful for her too. But it was a road, man. It was a road.
Wow.
It was a road.
So in the book, what do you want the readers to walk away from reading the
Well,
book?
I want them to know that, even though and it doesn't matter what ailment you have, it could be, I mean, whether you have a heart attack, you have a stroke, you have, diabetes, whatever, cancer, whatever you have, just because you're down, you're not out. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting. Just because you're down, you're not out. And you have to pray. You have to pray. You have to ask God for help. But and then you got to lean on your family. You got to lean on your friends. You got to lean on anybody that has a stake in your recovery. You need to lean on it. And I'm just thankful. That my wife, she was there to help me. And my family was there to console my friends, my church. Everybody was there to help me and wish me well, man. So I have to say, man, I'm very, very thankful.
And how long did it take you to write the book?
Whew, it took me. That's a good question. It took about 2 years.
Okay.
Mhm. It took
Okay.
about 2 years because I was trying to gather all my because I was doing interviews with the nurses and therapists that helped me. So that took some time. Then I had to get my friends get his take on it. And it's just just taking time to write. I wrote a little bit every day, and I just took time to get my thoughts together, and just to take from my mind to the paper. It just took a little time, but I'm glad I finished it, and I think it's a pretty good book.
And where can they purchase your book at online?
Well, you can purchase it at Amazon. You can purchase it at Barnes and Noble, and I think in a few weeks it's going to be in a lot of different standalone bookstores. So just about anywhere. Well, I know you get it online. You get it at Barnes and Noble, but I think in a few weeks it's probably going to be at the bookstores.
And since this is your first book, what was your biggest challenge with writing this book?
Well, the biggest challenge was just to take time, find the time to write the book. Uh, and then, the thing was I was trying to get it published, and it's a lot of scam publishers out there, man. So you have to really be careful. Uh, the I think writing it was pretty. Once I started writing, it's pretty simple. Just put it on paper. But just after I wrote it, man, it's just like all these scammers come out of the woodworks, man. It's like with anything, man. Just scammers, man. But I learned a lot through. I could tell you that. And so you just have to be careful. But the writing a book was a great process, and it gave you time to like really gather your thoughts, and clear your thoughts, clear your head. So I think that was good.
Any plans on writing a second book?
Well, you know what? I'm thinking about writing a second book. I'm thinking about doing a sequel to this one. I'm thinking about doing that. Then me and my sister are talking about writing a book together. So I'm trying to see how that goes.
Yeah. And then it sound like strokes running your family?
Well, you know what? Yes, it does.
Okay.
Because matter of fact, when I had my stroke, I think probably like 6, 7, 8 months later, my cousin had a stroke and he passed.
Hmm.
He passed from a stroke. And like I said, my brother had a stroke and he's not doing well. He's in a rehab center right now. He's been there for like 3 years. So I'm just thinking, so I think about all that. I just thank God that, that he brought me out and he brought me out for a reason. So that's why I said I want to tell my story. I want to get it out there.
And as we close out, any final thoughts or closing remarks?
Yeah, man, like I said, man, just because you have an ailment, it don't mean you down. I mean, you may be down, but you're not out. You always got a chance to come back. And you have to be resilient. You have to fight. And, you have to take, for all the people that love you, you need to grab their hand and just keep moving forward, man. Just keep moving forward. So I tell anybody, just because you're down, you're not out. You got to keep fighting, keep looking up. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you for doing the interview today.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. So that's my time today on the Real Rap Radio Show. And I'll see you guys next time on the Real Rap Radio Show with Walil Archer on Downtown Hot Radio. Peace and blessings.
All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Listen to Downtown Hot Radio on the air 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Tune in by downloading the Downtown Hot Radio's mobile app. Listen on our website, www.downtownhotradio.com.